Chris, welcome back. It is great to see you. Was quite an interview last time. Brought me to tears, literally. So, just to give some context for what I had written on Twitter for the promo video, it was in June, June 23rd, which would have been July, August, September, just over 3 months ago, I guess.
Yeah,
And what I
pretty
said
neat.
was Chris was at a very low point in his life prior to joining the real world. It gave him a new direction, and in only 2 weeks, he turned his lost $75 into 2,000. So at that point, you had done $2,000. I believe you have some more progress to update us on today, correct?
Yeah, quite a considerable amount. I mean, honestly, my environment has drastically changed from our last interview. I'm not in a 36-foot shithole of a trailer anymore.
Hmm. Okay.
So,
Are you still on the farm though?
no, nope. I'm in a new house, 2,400 square foot, 4-bedroom home.
Wow. How did that come about? That's a good starting point then.
It just kind of happened. Since our last interview, things just kept snowballing and snowballing, and growth was happening. I progressively started to make more money, and this house just kind of opened up, and I landed in it, honestly. So, and on top of it, me and my wife are back together. So,
Interesting. Wow. Huh, that's huge. So many things.
it's way
Okay.
huge, man.
Huh? Okay. That that's a lot of things to go into. Let's begin
Oh, we
with
got a lot of stuff to unpack, brother.
yeah. Okay. Let's start with farm because you sent me some pictures of the views from your farm. Do you miss the farm, or are you happy that you moved?
Yeah, I mean, I miss the farm, but I don't miss who I was there.
Yeah.
So, but where I am now, I'm only half a mile from my farm. So,
And you still own the farm, right? You can go over
oh
whenever
yeah,
you want.
that's 40 acres. I'm not
Yes.
giving that up, man.
Fair enough. Okay, and then what about with wife? How did, as much as you're comfortable revealing publicly, like how did that come about?
I mean, we all talk about women. We all love women. We all wish we understood women more. But I think what it really came down to is just the inherent biology of me being the man that I always was, the man that she met, the man that she married. I got back to being that man.
That is beautiful. I love that. Okay, what would you attribute getting back to being that man to? Did that make sense?
I mean, like we talked about last time, mindset, man.
Right.
I got my head straight.
Okay, fair enough. Now, what kind of, in terms of work and clients and everything, what are you doing now? How comes things have progressed so massively in just 3 months? What's been happening on that side of things?
I mean, I think we all know us as men when we work and we just put our head down
War.
and just dig into that grindstone, things just naturally happen the way they happen when we're doing what we're supposed to do, I guess. I wasn't being complacent anymore. I wasn't, sitting around doing nothing, wishing things would happen. Yeah, just you wake up, you work out, you send some emails, you put in the work, you make contacts, you network, you grow a team. I mean, all these things that help businesses progress, and you just keep doing it, and growth happens.
Hmm. Okay, but more specifically, last time you had just gotten into content creation, right? For those 2,000.
Yeah, that was, I think, just 3 weeks, barely a month into UGC. Yeah.
Are you still doing UGC? Is that what has brought you more money? Did you go into something else?
So I've kind of diversified a little bit, especially since I got a $43,000 win. That made a life changing situation for me. So
Hmm.
But yes, still doing UGC. It's growing every day. I believe I'm averaging around 3K a month right now. And it's progressively growing each month. Just in the past 2 days, I just signed $2,400 in contracts for the month of October.
Mhm.
And what, we're October 2nd?
Right, 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 right. Okay,
So
very nice. For UGC things, how's that coming along? Does it feel natural to record those videos? Is there any more to add on? Maybe how you've changed over those 3 months in terms of how you make them or how you are on camera?
I would definitely say I'm 10 times more comfortable in front of the camera now than I was back then. Uh, Definitely feel more natural. Skills are getting better every day. Every edit gets better. Every video gets a little bit better. I'm getting repeat clients. So that's a genuine sign that, my skills are progressing and I'm growing
Mhm.
because, I mean, obviously, if my videos sucked, no one would want to come back for
Yeah,
another one.
of course. Okay, so we have house, wife, work. What about physicality? Any changes there?
Physicality, well, I don't drink anymore. So I'm in the best shape I've been since I was 25.
Wow. How many
And
years
that's
later?
not to say being 43 years old to physically feel like I have the body, almost the body I had when I was 25 years old.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Let's go into that a bit more because would you say it's when people stop exercising that their body decays and you strengthen it through exercise, or do you have a different kind of mindset on it, perspective?
I mean, I think there's a couple factors there. I mean, when you do work out every day, it does do something to your mind. I mean, as far as dopamine hits and endorphins and just all the chemicals that are released inside your body and your brain, it definitely does something positive for your mind, without a doubt. But then when you start to see those benefits when you look in the mirror, it makes you want to push harder because as you start to feel better, you start to look better and you essentially end up chasing that high.
Hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. I mean, if you're going to chase a high, that's the high you want to chase.
Hmm. And that's given me a thought. So I just want to speak out, see if I can formulate it. It seems people have it backwards in a way because they work out to get their dream physique. But really, as of past few weeks, I've made sure every morning I go to the gym just because before I used to go in the evening whenever I had time, but now I make it a priority to go to the gym. I push myself as hard as I can to like the very last rep. And yes, I've noticed endorphin increase. I've noticed energy levels, even me as a person, so like starting to change. And I just enjoyed that process. And the body I'll get will just be a byproduct of that, but it's not the goal for me anymore. It's actually that feeling. It's just an integral part of my day now for me to have a high functioning day. So
Right.
yeah. Anything
I,
to add there?
yeah. I mean, obviously, it does do amazing things for your mind, and even for me. So, like, if I'm having maybe a mentally rough day, or I'm not being as creative as I possibly could, or I'm struggling on the creative side of things, I just start banging out push-ups, and it's just amazing what that does to just clear your mind, bring you back to center, and all of a sudden you can start thinking straight.
Mhm.
It's the craziest process, in all
Yeah.
honesty.
And there's definitely something there. The surface level would be that your a healthy body is a healthy mind. So if
Hmm.
you are in a low point and then you start doing push-ups, I guess that is improving your body, which improves mind. But that's a bit too surface level. I'm sure it goes a lot deeper than that.
Sure,
Uh,
sure.
before I go on to the next question, did that ring any bells or no? Just to
What's that?
follow up on. Just before I go on to the next question, did that ring any bells to follow up on or no? Or should I just proceed?
I mean, I guess you can proceed forward. The only thing I could add is just reiterating the fact of what working out does
Mm,
for your mind. I mean,
right.
stop chasing food and start chasing push-ups, and it's amazing what your brain will start to come up with outside of that.
Mhm.
And that's not even just looking at the physical applications of it. So.
Okay. Gym equals good. Science is settled. All right. Now moving on. Uh, you said 43,000 win. That is very substantial. What was that about?
That was a high dollar flip that just kind of landed in my lap. So, and I saw the opportunity, I took advantage of it, and it put 43K in my bank account. So,
Okay. Any more specifics there, or you prefer to keep confidential?
I mean, I can go into a few specifics, I guess. The flip was a log cabin package.
Oh,
Most people might not be familiar with that, so
I'm not
think
familiar
of
with that.
it think of it like Lincoln Logs, but for a real house.
See, I'm not in America. I have no clue what Lincoln Logs is.
Oh, you've never played with Lincoln Logs as a
I've never.
kid?
No. Are they
I mean, I
Legos?
guess I'm
Are they
that. I
American
guess I'm
Legos?
that old.
Huh?
So Lincoln Logs were basically just like Legos before Legos, I guess. It was just wooden logs, little sticks with notches in it that you could build little log cabins and put a roof and stuff on it, and doorways and windows. And they were called Lincoln Logs.
I don't know how
So,
old you think I am, but when I was a kid, Legos were around. I didn't
well,
need
I'm
Lincoln
saying when
Logs.
I was a kid,
Okay.
Legos,
Yeah.
Legos were Legos were really expensive back then.
Ah, I see. Like what, 29 years ago or so, when
Yeah,
you were a
we'll
kid,
say.
around that. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. All right. What else we got? Physicality done. Mindset changes. Any more to add there? In 3 months, some people would consider that a short amount of time. But when you're in war mode and putting in a shitload of work every single day, you better believe that those 3 months are like 10 years of an average person's life. So, in terms of mindset, anything to add on?
Well, time moves. I mean, we all know time's relative.
Yep.
So, but time moves differently when you're in war mode. I mean, sometimes 2 months can feel like 2 days, and sometimes 2 days can feel like 3 years. And it's really weird because it doesn't feel like our interview was 3 months ago, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Crazy, huh?
I mean, it feels like it was just a couple weeks ago inside my head.
Mhm.
And some days it feels like there's not enough time, and other days it's just amazing. You're like, amazing how much you did get done in a day. You're like, how was that even possible? And those are the great days, because when you start getting those kind of days done, you want to do that again and
Mhm.
again and see if you can add just a little bit more on top of it each time.
Right. I like that. Now, what about progress within Content Creation Campus? How's that been for you? Because I saw you being noticed. Was that, what role do you have in it now?
Performance creator?
Just performance creator. Okay. Did you already have that pre art interview or was that after?
Nope, that was after.
Boom. More things to talk about. All right. Please break that down. What's that been like?
um, well, that just came through wins, man. Grinding, pushing, growing. Um, and stacking those wins and showing it in the campus, and yeah, letting everybody know and trying to work and share and try to help other G's in the UGC chats to refine their outreaches and get out there and get clients and show everyone that it's possible. It's not as hard as everyone thinks. I
Mhm.
mean, your biggest opponent is your own mind.
But when you tell people that, they're like, ah, it's cliche. What do you mean it's my mind? Like all these problems, all these things happening. You're telling me if I just fix my mind, I'll get to where you are, Chris?
Yeah, actually, because that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I'm living proof of it. And when I say your mind's your biggest opponent, it is, because it'll tell you that, oh, you don't have to do this today. Oh, you can just sit on the couch and watch Netflix. Oh, one movie won't hurt. But then one movie turns into two, and then two turns into binge watching Game of Thrones for a week. And then what did you get done? How did you progress? And you're wondering why you're miserable on the couch and nothing happened and your bank account's withdrawn.
Damn, that was a very specific example. Hmm. But yeah, fair enough. I do completely understand that as well. There used to be me at some point. You just think, even even I used to think, even okay, wait, let me formulate this properly. I used to think I work pretty decently in terms of efficiency, but it was like if it's either eating time or toilet time, then I could
Right,
do
right.
stuff that wasn't necessarily productive, like maybe watch a video or something. But then after doing that, one, either I started watching more videos that were completely off topic, or two, just watching that one video just messed up the snowball I had going from that day. It just kind of resets you and then takes a lot more effort to get back onto the progress that you were making. So right now, while I've been in war mode, zero distractions. Even if I do go on YouTube, it's right in the evening or in the morning when I wake up to put on stoic affirmations. There's something on YouTube called 70 stoic affirmations, and until I make my own, I'm listening to those just to reprogram my mind. And I've been doing that for at least a week now, probably 10 days or so. And it's interesting. I mean, you don't
Right.
notice day to day, but I definitely see a difference in myself from 10 days ago. And I'm sure it's a combination of things, and that's part of what helped. Now, that was a little random rambling. That bring anything to your mind to add on?
It really does. And that's the nature of shows in media and things like that. They play into a psychological behavior set. And I know this because I use the same psychological tricks in my video ads. You know, you're trying to get someone to buy something. So you're trying to hook them and reel them in and grab their attention and keep them watching.
Hmm.
And that's what all media in general does. TV shows, movies, the whole thing. They're designed to pull you in, incite an emotion, make you feel something, and keep you there in that state that what you're viewing is trying to achieve. So it's real easy to get lost down that rabbit hole of mindless cat videos to epic fails to anything like that, because it's playing on an emotion inside you and you have to fight that emotion to not get sucked into it. That creates essentially just a level of unproductivity that actually is bad for you.
Hmm. And another level to that is at some point your mind does need time to filter all the information it consumes throughout the day. So if you're overloading it with just junk content, you're it's such a detriment and you don't realize. Even I used to meditate in order to try counteract that, but now
Yeah.
I don't even need to meditate. While I'm in war mode, my mind's clear even without the meditation because there's just no excess junk being filled up, like filling that space. So yeah, that's
Right.
I'd say an additional thing as well.
Right. I mean, honestly, the best thing to do is avoid it altogether.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you don't really need it, and it's strange because it is a modern thing that is relatively new. I mean, even the invention of the television back in the late 40s, early 50s. And media, in the sense that we view it now, is a rapidly progressing technology that's not it's not old. It hasn't been around that long, in all honesty. And I've found the less I'm on it, which is why I don't build my social medias as much as I should, That's because I just try not to spend any time on it at all. And when I do, it's for research purposes, and I set like a timer or something like that. So I only have a focused, specific set amount of time to achieve a task, and then I'm off.
Very
Just be done.
valuable. Yeah, good, good, good. That's hopefully something listeners might implement as well from having listened to that. Now, how much more details can you give for performance creator? What is it? How did you get into it? What does it help you with?
I mean, performance creator in the content creation AI campus is essentially the top 25 on the leaderboard. I believe originally it was the top 10, but Pope expanded it out to give it
Too
to
many people
the.
winning. Damn.
Yeah, there was a lot of wins, a lot of big wins happening in there. There's some G's in CCAI that are doing some amazing things and making a phenomenal amount of money that make some of my wins look like chump change.
Fair enough. And is that all? It's just the top 25 and that's it?
Well, yeah, when you're in performance creator, you have direct access to our professor. Um, so you can get questions answered at a much faster pace, but it's a much deeper level of thought process. It's not, the average questions that are being asked just in normal chats. It's a higher level of thinking in there, and meant to expand your thought process in a greater manner to keep achieving those achievements that you've already made.
Or so it's super useful in that way. Okay.
Very.
Nice. Now, since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, long term? I know I asked that 3 months ago as well, but I want to see if any changes there.
Oh, such a trajectory. A lot of changes are rapidly happening. UGC is growing, and I'm going to continue to grow that for some time. In fact, I have a personal goal to be the first one in the campus to have a $10,000 a month, kind of like we talked about before.
Mhm.
My goal was $10,000 a month. I essentially achieved that, not in the same route that I planned on doing it, but I still have the
Yeah.
goal to be the first one to achieve a $10,000 a month with UGC. I know it's possible, but you have to put in the effort. You have to put in the work. And I'm getting closer every month, just a little bit. And expanding on that, I'm starting to build a team now because I've realized that you can't do everything yourself, no matter how bad I want to be able to do everything myself. If you want to expand and you want to grow and you want to be more successful and build essentially an empire, you can't do it alone.
Mhm.
So I'm working on that, slowly putting together a team uh, to help build UGC and progress that. I've got some things and projects going on the e-com side of things, and then I've been diversifying into crypto and investing in trading because I want my money to grow. I don't want it to be spent on needless, worthless items. I want that money working for me, because I realized this epiphany about the difference between earning money and making money. And there is a big difference.
Well, the only difference I know is that making money, only banks can make money. What's your difference?
Okay, well, I guess from the general public's perspective, I mean, yes, the banks are the only one that can make money because they print it. But in a roundabout way, like if you're earning money, you're at a set fixed level. You're probably punching, a 9 to 5 job, punching the clock. You make 20, 25 bucks an hour. You make $200 a day working an 8-hour shift. That's earning money. Um, you can't go much above and beyond that. You can't wake up and say, all right, I'm going to do everything I can to have $1,000 day today. Your job won't allow you. You can't earn past what they decide they're going to pay you. You can't work more. Well, I guess you can work more hours than they say you can, but they're probably not going to pay you for those extra hours. That's how I view earning money. It's at a very fixed set, and typically because you're employed by someone. when you have the ability to make money, you can wake up and say, all right, I've got this. I need to get these three videos so I can pull $1,000 a day. I want to come over here and I want to invest and I want to pull in another $1,000 a day. When you earn money, you can't say those things and make those things happen. But when you make money, you can define what you bring in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very nice. I like that. Let's see.
And that all comes back to mindset, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you believe you can do it, you can do it.
All right. I like to say, if your heart and mind align to a certain goal, then you will achieve it.
I will agree there for
Pardon?
sure. And that makes it easier to achieve a goal if your heart and your mind are aligned.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I believe, I mean, what else is there to catch up on? Is there anything I haven't asked that still comes to mind to
Um,
talk about?
my son, I enrolled my son in TRW as well.
Ooh, how's that been like?
It's been good, but he's started back to school, so he's in eighth grade right now.
Mm-hmm.
Eighth grade, yeah, eighth grade. So he's got school during the day, 5 days a week. So it's a slower progression for him, but he's got an air of natural talent and a knack for making videos.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, as he progresses through, I think he will do very well. But it's also, I want him to build that mindset as well to curate his own reality outside of the matrix and that mindset of earning money, realizing that he can make money.
Right. So you got him into UGC as well, following his father's
He
footsteps.
wanted to. He actually came to me and asked me.
Did he see any of the videos of yours?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, I love that. So yeah, must be a proud father then, seeing your again child follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. That's all I can say about it. I mean, when your son wants to follow in your footsteps, that's
You know you're doing
on the
something
right
right.
path. Yeah, that's a pretty good feeling. So
Love that. All right, and yeah, I guess we can wrap up with final question, being something I asked last time as well. For people who are unsure about joining the real world, because Chris, I don't want to get scammed for $50. Please, no, not my $50. What advice would you have to them?
um, if you want to get scammed for $50, go to Starbucks. If you want to see what you can turn $50 into and learn real world skills that are applicable in just about any industry that you can 10x, 100x, or even, I guess, essentially what I've done, 1,000x, $50, then join the real world. I mean, I lived in the era growing up. I've seen every scam, the creation of Ponzi scams. My dad, when I was a child, I remember stuffing envelopes. I don't know if you remember the old chain mail stuffing. That was probably way
I'm
before
not
your
that
time.
old, Chris. I'm not that old.
So the it was called chain mail back then. It was essentially this letter on a piece of paper. There were 10 names on the list, and you'd mail them out to 300, 500 people, and you're supposed to send everyone $1 on the list. And then you knock the bottom person's name off and you put yours on the top, and you mail them out, and everyone's supposed to send you $1. And that, I guess, that would be essentially the initial creation of the pyramid scheme, because it was just a trickle down pyramid effect. But chainmail, it was probably one of the biggest scams ever created, because whoever created it was probably the only one who ever made money with
I even forgot the original thing you said at this point. I just got too infatuated with your chainmail story.
it.
Speaking of
So
chainmail, that's also ancient medieval armor, but when combined as a word instead of two separate ones. Random,
yes,
random thing that came to mind.
and if you're in a sword fight with an opponent, chainmail is a nice It's a nice attribute to have on your body.
Honor would know for sure.
He would for sure. But he's got the glove, so he could just snap his fingers and they disintegrate.
All right. Well, Chris, great catch up. Love this. Around 30 minutes. Should be some good content. Hopefully, viewer enjoys watching. I love seeing my progress because I feel like a completely different person from when we last interviewed. And I mean, you are as well. So we're both progressing in a way.
I don't think I know I'm a completely different
Yeah.
person compared to our last interview.
Beautiful to see, huh? And you
Yeah,
get it all documented. And imagine looking back on this in 5, 10 years.
right,
Yeah,
right,
that would be cool. All right.
right.
Just let's pretend I didn't end off and now we're redoing this part. For people who want to find out more about you or contact you, why can they do so?
Uh, I mean, the main social media that I use the most is Twitter, uh, and that's at Barnun UGC.
Mhm.
I believe that's my Twitter handle.
If not, it'll be in the description of the video either way. So anyone interested can check that just in case it's incorrect. Or even if it's correct, much easier to click that link than to type it in yourself.
This is very true.
There you go. Easy. So just Twitter, nothing else? Do you want added?
I mean, I have Instagram and TikTok that I'm using to slowly build personal brand, but I don't spend a lot of time on them
Mhm.
as of late because I mean, again, I don't like to be on social media, but I know I need to grow it to, grow my UGC side of my business. So I will be doing more things on there in the future, very, very soon. I'm not actively on them on a daily basis. If you want to get a hold of me, it's either Twitter or email.
Okay. Awesome. Uh, cool. So I will add just Twitter then. Might as well.
Yep.
Now, for round 2 of ending off, wish you all the best, Chris. And until next time.
You too, brother. It's
All right.
been fun.